Hello, you are watching GFA Roundup, which is a bi-weekly vlog sponsored and hosted by GFA. So the GFA research team sits down to compile all the funding information that happened from the past 2 weeks from across the continent. I'm sure you're thinking why we do this. Well, there are three main reasons why we do this. Number one, we are trying to inspire the youths and to help them to brainstorm their next $1 million idea. Number two, we provide information to entrepreneurs about the funding space in their industry. And number three, we are providing you with information about funding in your country. I'm your host, Nichole, recording from Kwekwe, Zimbabwe. I have created a list of 10 startups and we'll begin from 10 and work our way down to 1. Just a heads up, the first 5 startups are Nigerian-based startups. Anyway, let's get back to the show and let's begin. First up, we have WeCrypt. WeCrypt is a Nigerian Wi-Fi sharing startup which raised 1.5 million in funding. WeCrypt is a Nigerian blockchain-based Wi-Fi sharing startup, and they raised this amount in a strategic funding round to help it expand into new countries. The round was led by AU21 Capital and all the VC companies listed here and here and here. WeCrypt is a decentralized mobile internet sharing and monetization network that allows anyone to get paid for just sharing their Wi-Fi. Next up, we have Sparkle. Sparkle raised a whopping 3.1 seed round to help it scale. So Sparkle is a mobile-first digital bank that provides financial, lifestyle, and business support services to Nigerians from across the world. So they raised this 3.1 in seed funding to help it invest in infrastructure and scale across the diaspora. They launched in mid-2020 by former Diamond Bank CEO and techpreneur with Mr. Uzoma Dozie. Next up, we have Tix.Africa. Nigeria's ticketing startup Tix.Africa closed a 6-figure pre-seed funding, and they launched in 2019 to solve the problems of ticketing live events in Lagos, Nigeria. The founders have previously run the Eat, Drink Lagos Food Festival since 2015, and as a result of encountering challenges of curating the guest list and so on and so forth, they decided to create Tix.Africa. Tix.Africa is a self-service ticketing platform for event creators in Nigeria. The funding round was led by HowQ with participation from a number of other private equity investors. Congratulations, Tix.Africa. Up we have Asante, which raised 7.5 million. So according to this article, Asante Financial Services Group announced their 7.5 million in their Series A investment anchored by Goodwill Investments with participation by other investors including Asante is a high-impact fintech focused on supporting the growth of African micro, small, and medium enterprises. The Series A investment enables Asante to scale its credit offerings to the underdeserved segment of MSMEs in Kenya and Uganda and expand to Nigeria and Rwanda. Next up, we have Fair Money. So Fair Money has an interesting story. 3 months ago, they raised about 42 million in their Series B funding, and Fair Money has secured additional funding to develop new digital banking services in Nigeria. The funding came from a UK investment holding firm TLG Capital, and the investment was carried out via Africa Growth Impact Fund, an investment vehicle managed by TLG Capital and which targets SMEs in English-speaking sub-Saharan Africa. Although the amount committed has not been disclosed, AGIF is known to make investments between 1 million and 15 million. So we can only guess how much they got, between 1 and 15. Next up, we'll head up to North Africa with Cairo-based Contech El Mwaka, which has raised a 6-figure seed round. So according to this article, El Mwaka connects construction material suppliers and buyers via their tech-integrated platform, and they have successfully raised their 6 figures in this latest funding round. The seed round was led by Flat 6 Labs and joined by a group of angel investors from Saudi Arabia. Founded in 2017, Al Mwaka makes buying and selling of building materials easier through their algorithm, and customers looking to buy building materials can use the website to request quotations through high quality suppliers on the platform and compare between them. Still, in North Africa, we have ILA, which has raised a 7-figure seed round to help it grow. According to this, Egyptian logistics startup ILA has secured a 7-figure seed funding round to boost its growth in the market and diversify its offering to the FMCG value chain. So, launched through the Flat 6 Labs Cairo accelerator in March of 2019, ILA caters for corporations and SMEs, providing full-fledged transportation and logistics solutions, tackling major pain points unique to the FMCG industry. So ILA has secured over 65 clients, including household names like Coca-Cola, P&G, Nestle. They previously raised 500,000 in their pre-seed funding in November of last year, and it has now bagged an undisclosed 7-figure round to help it acquire more customers and expand its offerings. Next up, more of a Africans funding Africans kind of situation. So Sandy invested in Kamtara, a logistics company, in a bid to accelerate Pan-African expansion plans. Sandy, a Kenyan tech logistics startup, has announced completion of a startup equity investment in Kamtara, a francophone logistics platform. So following a recent funding round, Sandy partnered with Mobility 54 Investment, SAS, and many other investors, and to acquire a significant stake in the logistics company. So Kamtara is a digital logistics startup with over 5,000 drivers in its network, and they connect SMEs and corporate businesses to truckers, allowing for effective delivery operations and cost saving by eliminating intermediaries. Next up, we have Tala, a fintech company that announced that they have raised 145 million in a Series E funding round led by Upstart and with participation from Stella Development Foundation. So to date, Tala's total capital now stands at 350 million, thanks to new investors including Kindred Ventures and so on and so forth. Tela claims to have delivered more than 2.7 billion in credit to over 6 million users across Africa, the Philippines, Mexico, and India since its start in Nairobi in 2014. The number 1 spot is taken by Tome and Principe. So according to this article, the African Development Fund extended a 10.7 million grant to support SMEs in agriculture and tourism. The board of directors of the African Development Fund approved on Wednesday in Abidjan a grant of 10.7 million to Sao Tome and Principe for the implementation of the first phase of the initiative. So within the framework of the Compact of the Compact project. The project aims to improve the business environment by improving specific bottlenecks that hinder private sector-led growth. So the project will also strengthen capacity and access to markets and credit for SMEs through technical and business development training. This will ultimately increase their contribution to the economy and job creation and a more resilient economy. The project will also strengthen capacity and access to markets and credit for SMEs through technical and business development training. This will ultimately increase their contribution to the economy and job creation and build a more resilient economy. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of GFA Roundup. Please join me next time.